Now, there are lots of videos covering the infamous goo problem, which is a scourge of many devices nowadays, usually anything with a non-slip rubber surface, including binoculars, camcorders and music gear. And this is my attempt at cleaning the pitch and mod wheels on a 9-year-old Moog Sub 37 synthesizer. Now, I've not found a magic bullet solution, as each item seems to react differently, but methylated spirits, also called denatured alcohol, seems to have the most dramatic effect for me so far. And whatever chemical you use, always test an inconspicuous section first. On one MP3 player I tried, it removed the stickiness completely, but it also removed the blue colouring, leaving it a blotchy blue and white, not very attractive. Now, if you can't find a chemical which works, you'll have to resort to the fiddly job of scraping it off. This works, but usually means removing the affected part to avoid damage. In this example, the pitch and mod wheels are fixed to a sub-module held by 4 screws underneath. But to remove it completely, you have to get behind the front panel and disconnect a cable. Now, you don't need to remove the side panels, although you can do, but you do need to remove a couple of screws on either side and slacken the others so the sides can be prized apart sufficiently for the front panel to lift up and out. Now, other videos show this in more detail, but note the front panel edges are sharp metal, so be careful not to scratch the keys or the wooden sides as you lift it out. Use a cloth or a towel to protect them. Now, in theory, you only need to remove the one cable, but I decided to disconnect all of them so the front panel could be removed completely and placed safely out of the way. You can now remove each wheel assembly with its corresponding potentiometer one at a time for cleaning. Now, each one is held with 4 screws, but I left the wheels attached to their pot shafts to avoid messing up the calibration, and there's still enough room to get at the wheel surface. The methylated spirits did not dissolve the goo as much as I was hoping, and in the end scraping was the easiest method and gave the best finish. A fingernail works, but a larger piece of plastic is better. Now, just a couple of points in passing. Firstly, I noticed the sides of the wheels were also sticky, and you could scrape this off just as easily. There's no need to do this, but it proves to me that the chemical breakdown is definitely not caused by dirty fingers, as is often quoted on the internet. Now, there's no way the sides can be touched without taking it apart, so the cause is definitely the chemical composition and the environment, which would explain why some gear is unaffected. And secondly, when the goo is removed, it leaves a smooth, hard, mostly shiny surface, and this suggests that it's a layer or coating which has a different chemical makeup from the rest of the part, and it's this which is broken down. And if this is true, it's good news, as it implies the fix will be permanent once the layer is removed. Now, I won't know for sure for a few years, but I'll update the video description if the problem returns. The plastic surface feels nice and smooth now, although obviously there's no longer a non-slip surface to grip, but it's better than the sticky goo. Now, the finish was still a bit blotchy, so I tried some fine sandpaper, but I'm not sure whether this step was worth it. The matte finish was slightly better to me, but still not as pristine as I'd hoped. The bottom line is it's so disappointing that an otherwise perfect piece of expensive gear is spoilt due to the manufacturer's poor choice of materials. Now, they may not have known back then, but they won't offer replacement parts for free, so you either buy them or try and fix them yourself. And seeing as how this is such a well-known problem, it might be a good idea if prospective buyers ask manufacturers up front if they're still using this type of coating on their products, and if so, what their policy is if it all turns to goo after the warranty runs out. My next job is this Electron Octatrack, where all the buttons are starting to go sticky. Again, this means taking it apart to get access. What a pain. Finally, on a lighter note, did you know there's a clear protective film on the top of all these knobs? 9 years and I never noticed. I've also checked other gear with this type of knob, and it's on those as well. So it was just like peeling off the film from the screen all over again. Those little things there. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching.